So your tongue is like a huge tuning fork for everything that's around you is tuned in to the vibration of the words that you are speaking. That's why the words that you say and the thoughts that you have create your reality. For example, let's say you're just going about your day and you have the thoughts of you're having a bad day, and then you allow the thoughts to reach your tongue, and then your tongue actually says to somebody, man, I'm having a bad day today. Well, every circumstance that you run into after making that statement is going to substantiate your statement by bringing about situations to make sure that you have a bad day. However, if you say, man, today is a beautiful day, as I'm sitting here noticing the butterflies, when you just say to yourself, I'm experiencing a great human life, you just have people, places, dogs, butterflies come up to you to make sure that you see the positive side of light. Well, your whole body vibrates and resonates to your thoughts. Every time that you go to the bathroom, every time that you spit, notice when you spit, look at the ground. Your spit bubbles are sacred geometry. When you urinate in the toilet, look at your urination. It's sacred geometry. You know those little connecting bubbles? You cannot spit or urinate. No liquid can leave your body without forming into sacred geometry. You don't believe me? Do an experiment. Matter of fact, I feel like sound solidifies our perception of matter, because when you throw a rock, you hear the rock hit the ground and let you know, oh, that rock landed in some place, right? If you run into a wall, the noise off the wall lets you know, in the pain in your body, please don't hit walls, lets you know that you just hit a wall. When you're outside, you hear the wind blowing the trees, you hear the birds, you hear your feet stepping on the grass, right? Sound solidifies matter. Well, one could argue that sound was actually the precursor for all other senses and elements in our known universe, because what we know is in the beginning there was the word, right? And they call the word God. Well, that right there, that notion lets you know that in the beginning there is no God made sound or God made light and then sound, or God made sound and then light. It lets you know that in the beginning sound was already there because it was the word, right? And we all know that word equates to sound. So in the beginning there was no need to create sound because sound already existed. On that note too, you could say that sound actually needs light, so therefore light already existed because your body is nothing but a composition of light, and your throat box has a unique signature code to make your voice. This is why your voice is only unique to you, and other people who do imitations of voices are only matching the frequency of your unique signature code, so therefore they're able to sound like you. So I'm saying all that to say you could say that light was first and then came sound, or they both came simultaneously, because sound needs light. Now the question is, does light need sound? Light belongs to sight, sound belongs to hearing. Now you can also say that you can smell light because everything around us is light. So when you burn paper, you're really burning light, but you can never touch light. You can't smell sound and you can't see sound. You can taste light, but you can't taste sound. Okay, so you can see transverse waves are ones in which the particles travel perpendicular to the direction of the wave. Longitudinal waves are ones in which the particles travel parallel to the direction of the waves. Example of some transverse waves are ripples on the surface of water, vibrations on a guitar string, and electromagnetic waves such as light. Some examples of longitudinal waves are sound waves and ultrasound waves. You can see here, both waves that travel perpendicular and parallel to the direction of the wave include sound, because you can actually hear ripples in water. You can hear the strings on a guitar, and also sound waves and ultrasound waves you can hear as well. So since your spit and your urine form geometric patterns and your voice releases vibrations, which therefore create your reality. You are a walking interdimensional traveler. And since longitudinal waves are ones in which the particles travel parallel, that means the other U's are longitudinal U's in other parallel universes. But you could say that the ultralight that creates the entire simulation has transverse waves because of everything is emitting, right? Emit, it's time backwards. If everything is emitting from the North Pole is situated at the 90th degree. You can see perpendicular at an angle of 90 degrees to a given line, plane, or surface, and we're on a plane. So one could say, and this is just my thoughts, my opinions, not saying anything is set in stone, but one could say that everything around us that renders as soon as you look at it, before you look at it, travels at the speed of light, is transverse waves. And that the combination of both will create a toroidal field, which is your Merkaba, which you always have around you at all times, which is the very reason why the liquids that leave your body come out in the shape of sacred geometry. This is also why sun rays are 90 degrees. They're never straight down. And since we are existing in a very, very light, dense form of water, every time you walk, you are creating transverse waves. Okay, let's look at wave. When the entire waveform moves in one direction, it is said to be a traveling wave. You are literally a traveling wave. This is why when you greet another light form known as a human, what do? How do you greet them? You wave. So essentially, another way to look at this is, let's say that your body, in comparison to a light bulb, your body is like the glass shell. Your soul is like that spark of light in the middle. The glass can only hold the light in the light bulb, but once the glass breaks. Now these are just some elevated thoughts all regarding a certain subject, and what I'm going to leave you with, because I can go on talking forever about this, is that your body has to be slowed down to a certain vibration in order for your light to leave the shell, dreaming, astral projection. In the same way that if you were to watch TV for like 3 days straight, your TV is going to be so hot, boy, you're going to need to turn that thing off or it's not going to like work the same. Well, the same with your body. You know how much energy it takes for 1 day of you just operating, even if you're doing nothing. So your body has to slow down so the particles can charge again, so that you can go about being the incredible wave that you are. So the question I'm going to leave you with is there both a light and sound, or is there only light which creates sound? All right, one more thing. Transmission, reflection, refraction, light propagation. So when you experience deja vu, is that light propagation. When people jump timelines, is that light propagation. So since summer's coming to an end, make sure you get out there and you enjoy that light. And make sure you like, share, and follow. Take care of yourself, guys. I love you. Peace.